So we have a very special guest, Mike James.
Yeah.
And what's your handle on Instagram? It's Funny Man.
Funny Man Mike James.
Funny Man Mike James.
I'm gonna start adding you. Right
And
you know, stalk you. I mean,
we always have these 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
And we have a first degree because you are a very important person and someone that's very special to me, a very important person in my life.
Yeah.
And Mike has opened for Loni on the road doing her stand-up,
Yeah,
and
man.
I've seen you perform, and it was just incredible.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
I'll go ahead and hand it off to you so you could tell us a little more about you.
Yeah, Mike James. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised.
Very cool.
Still out there. Been doing stand-up going on 15 years, something like that. I toured with, like you said, Loni. Toured with Ralphie May.
yeah. Wow.
Ralphie.
Yeah, and
God rest his soul. Huh?
yeah, rest his soul, man. That was my man.
What got you started, man? Like, you know, weren't you? Were you a class clown?
I
growing up?
was, I
Yeah.
was, but I was just. It was to get girls because I used
Yeah.
to I was going through that little awkward phase
Sure.
in school, and so that was my only end was to get girls.
And you made him laugh, and you got him in
Here,
the sack.
Liam, could you
didn't.
talk to the
I made him
girls?
laugh,
I think they're
but-
downstairs. There you go.
That's kind of the way it works,
Yeah,
right?
I had them
just
laughing, but that was
I
it.
dialed them. Sorry about it, guys.
Hey, you had him laughing, but you didn't get him in the
No,
sack.
no.
You
that
weren't
was
in the
it.
closer then.
No. I just
man.
set them up for somebody else. You know, it was the Chris
guy's
Paul.
funny, dude.
It was the Chris Paul of setting up dudes. It's the best.
Everybody liked you as a wingman, right? You
Yeah,
set
man.
up
It
and set it up.
was the
for
best
next
point
guy.
guard, man.
Yeah,
So, yeah, man.
you're funny, dude.
I appreciate
For those of you who are listening on Spotify,
Yeah.
that's not what you think it is.
no,
Irish
guys.
crickets.
is that the
This is Liquid Death?
Liquid Death, man.
Dude, it's the
Hey,
shit.
this
Yeah,
water
right.
is really good. You got the sparkling?
Yeah, I
got
like
the regular
sparkling
one.
I like
water.
the flat water. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's just flat, bro.
This is a scary thing to drink, though.
It can kill you. You know what's the best part? You only die once.
Is that? I want more than one death. I would love that.
Well, I have 9 lives, I've been told.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's right.
So just a little bit of a sneak preview. We just got a phone call from some wonderful ladies that are going to be on our next podcast. They're the SCO triplets.
Co-triplet. That's so cool.
So they're going to be in the studio in a few minutes,
Awesome.
and so I'm really excited about that. We're doing a triple.
Marathon, yeah.
We're doing a blitzkrieg.
We call it the
Can we
Sunday's
still
Blitz.
say blitz? I don't even know. Like sometimes. But we're doing 3 episodes. We just finished with Joe Dallo.
Yes.
We have the
Phenomenal.
great
Cool.
Mike
Yeah,
James
he's cool,
here,
man.
and then we're gonna have the beautiful SCO triplets.
You got to hit that spot. It was good. The
Really?
tacos were good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
The tacos are right. We're near Pinchi's Tacos.
Yeah,
And if for
for all
those
you-
of you who speak
Okay.
Spanish, you know what that means.
What does
For
that
all
mean?
you Spanish illiterate, it means
Pinchy
fucking
means
tacos.
fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
How
just
the
said a
hell
bunch
did
of bad words,
What?
and you're Christian. You're
How
in
the
trouble.
hell do they have that on?
It's funny because which one? What it was? It was not
fucking
Pinchy.
tacos.
Chichi.
Chichi's Tacos.
Angel Salazar.
Yeah.
And we went really long on that one, so
Dude.
I apologize, but it's worth watching. Stick with it. It's a
Yeah.
great episode.
Chichi's was great.
But he
yeah.
asked right in the beginning,
Yeah.
can we curse? I
Yeah.
say,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
say fuck, shit, ass.
Yeah, we said
whatever.
fuck in the
Then,
ass. or something like that.
then Jimmy just started celebrating it. You know?
It just
He-
went crazy.
He started
Oh,
running it
yeah.
all together and making sentences. And, I mean, we
Riffing-
didn't
riffing
have
with
to
the
celebrate it, Jim.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good
Yeah.
stuff. That's a good one with Angel Salazar, who's also a comedian, a stand-up comedian,
yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, we managed to offend just about everybody.
Yeah,
in that
everyone.
one.
Hilarious.
Everybody.
Yeah, so
Makes sense.
we had to start putting something in the beginning saying the views of our guests are
Right,
not
right, right.
necessarily the
Yeah.
views of the host. But Angel, we love you.
Yeah, we love you,
can't
Angel.
wait to have you back. We're gonna get you in the new studio. He's in Miami. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's still in LA, but no, he's
I think he got deported, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
after that podcast.
That was quick. Don't take long.
After those jokes.
man.
We're actually waiting for Willis too. Willis
Oh, yeah,
Turner.
man. That was my
who-
guy. I haven't
yeah.
seen him in a minute.
Yeah. Well, I went to his wedding.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's some footage of me dancing there.
Oh,
So hopefully that'll never see the light of day.
I would love
Nah, I
to
hope
see it.
not.
I pay
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun.
So-
Good time. Hey.
Hey, guys, and it's just one of those things, man. I mean, like, one of the questions, I guess, is like, do you go places and just kind of draw inspiration for what you're looking at? We were talking about that backstage, about some people can go and look at that can and suddenly, boom, there's a joke.
Right,
you know what? I'm
right.
going to type it. I guess you just write down the notes for later.
Man,
how do you work your jokes?
So for me, it just I don't force it. Whatever comes to me, usually it's something to do with family.
Okay.
Just stuff I live. That's usually. I mean, because I used to just do like
random jokes,
whatever. Yeah. And Rosie O'Donnell told me, you're funny, but you're not memorable. She was like, people, you're gonna make people laugh,
and
but when they
knows.
leave, you're right. When they leave, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that tall dude was funny."
Yeah,
but they won't know your name. She was like, you have to do stuff that's more personal.
Know what you
draw people in.
Right, what you know,
right,
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
because Jimmy, you do a little bit of stand up.
I have, and I did I was the guy that did. Oh, my son's birthday. For example, I had one my son was young. It was fucking easy. It was a goldfish, and it was a clownfish. Suddenly, my son wants a shark, like an actual shark. Now he's fucking eyeballing us when we ran out of food, kind of thing. But all that is made up. It's just delusional
just
shit.
riffing.
Right, basically.
Well, it's funny because I've looked Loni up on just going down the rabbit hole because sometimes there'll be stuff about us on there, and then I go to her Wikipedia and stuff, and it's listed that she does observational comedy.
Okay.
So there's different types of comics, right? Different type. We're actually thinking about having Andy Dick on if he's willing to come on.
What do you think about Andy? You met Andy?
I haven't met him, but he's
everybody
funny.
knows about Andy.
Yeah, he's a character.
He's funny, dude.
What I've seen, but he seems cool.
Yeah, he's a cool cat.
Yeah.
So some of your memorable stuff that you've done on stage, like have you died on stage?
Oh yeah.
Which for me it would be like obviously, but for a lot of the listeners and watchers, viewership.
Oh yeah.
You have to die several times on stage and blow it in order for you to actually get someplace, right?
Yeah,
Any level of success.
I've bombed. I've been booed. It's just a part of. It's part of it. You know,
lick your wounds and move forward. Huh?
I've always said that I've never learned anything from having a good set. Everything I've learned, anytime I get better, is because it was a horrible set.
And it's such as life. It's you learn from your mistakes.
It hurts.
Or lessons.
It hurts. You don't want to be around. I usually
leave. That silence, right? That dead silence is.
And then I usually just leave. I go get my stuff and just leave.
Right after.
Unless I got another show, which you don't want to die on the first show.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying my son is a huge podcast fan. He's a huge Rogan fan.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing that Rogan says that you have to bomb. Like you have to go up and exactly what you're saying. And it's interesting because, you think, oh, you're going to learn from those times when you crush it and you get the big standing ovation, you get the big applause. But which jokes aren't working.
Right, I mean... it's great to that's the goal is to get the standing ovation and get everybody laughing. Sure. That's the goal, but
you don't automatically make it. It's what people think like, oh, he's already, he's landed this gig, or that lady, like you said, Loni Love, and she's made it overnight kind of thing. And it's so much
never overnight.
Work, it's hard work, and falling flat on your face and getting back up.
It's
so
never
far
overnight.
from the truth.
Right.
Even I mean the misconception is that internet comedians make it overnight, but they don't. I mean, they may get famous overnight,
right?
But
famous short-lived, right?
It's different.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, there's a lot of that too.
You get on stage, that's a different animal. So they have to build up. That's why I give respect to the ones that put in the work. The DC Young Flies, Country Wayne.
Shout out.
They made it.
Shout out to those cats.
They made it, but they put the work in after to build a strong act, and
the repertoire and all that. And if you build that, your chances are you'll last longer, as opposed to.
Well, you have to.
You're right. If you don't, then you're short lived, right? You're yesterday's news kind of
flash
thing.
in a pan.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So.
Right.
Well, as Loni says in her book, I tried to change so you don't have to. Not that we're plugging anything here. No, I am. She talks about going to school. She took classes and stuff when she was first breaking in, and what worked and what didn't work. There's some really great stories. And then if you go to page, I don't know, you see a few pages about meeting me, and our picture is in there. And actually, she has a picture with Tito Jackson,
Oh, that's awesome.
which leads me to mention our next guest for our next episode. The SCO girls are coming on.
That's cool.
We're really
Are they on
excited.
their way over?
Yeah, actually, we're running a little bit late.
Oh, okay.
Our other guest, Willis, got caught in traffic, so
Oh,
we don't
yeah.
know if we're going to see him. I
Uh-oh.
feel bad. He's
Traffic.
coming all the way here from
Yeah.
I don't know where, but he
From
said
New
there was
York, he's driving in.
Wow.
and typical.
He just left.
No, typical LA.
What is that,
He's,
Washington a tunnel or whatever? What you
He's
say?
stuck in the New York tunnel or
Yeah.
something. There was an accident on the 91, he said. So I mean,
okay.
typical for
LA,
Southern
welcome
California,
to
LA
Southern
freeways.
California.
Yeah,
Are they
that's-
freeways or highways? I never.
Either way, same way. They're highways now because of weed. Weed is legal.
Exactly. Yeah, California will call them highways. So yeah, I don't know if Willis. I should keep an eye out for him.
How do you deal with hecklers, bro?
Oh, I take care of them quick.
Really?
You have to. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
nip
Let
it
me
in the
say
butt,
that.
yeah.
So I'm really. I try not to because I don't write my material, so I can
Sure.
come in and
Yeah.
talk to you. So a lot of times, if I hear a heckler, depending on how loud they are,
Yeah.
or what they say, I'll try to. If they're on this side, I'll try to focus my attention on this side until they shut up. But if,
A lot of times the audience members also, they're the ones that are getting wind up, right?
Right, right.
What's wrong with this guy? Because they pay to get in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
there's-
want to hear.
Yeah.
And so, but if I have to,
There's a point.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
shut them down.
I have to.
What's the thinking process? How do you go about doing such a thing? Like, is there a thing where you go, hey, you know what? Just knock it off. You're funny last.
Oh no, because
an
I'm
hour. You don't give them that attention.
especially not if I'm opening for someone. If I'm
Okay.
opening for someone, I can't kick anybody out. They didn't
Yeah,
come
yeah,
to see
yeah.
me.
Right,
So
right.
it's just my job to deal with them.
Okay.
That's just part of it. So I'm just gonna shut you down. I'm gonna.
Right.
I want a back and forth with you.
Okay,
Because
for
I
a
want you
split
to say
second.
something so I
Yeah.
can shut you down.
Exactly.
I
I
hate
love that.
The
yeah.
only ones I hate the hecklers that'll say something. The little sniper hecklers.
Sure,
They'll
sure.
say something and then you just like, who said that?
And they're quiet.
just quiet. You're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that says it all right there. I was at a Russell Brand show. He was
Okay.
playing a small over here in Manhattan Beach. It was the big room, but it's still a small venue.
Mm-hmm.
And there was he got political, which I don't like to get on
Okay.
my podcast. I don't like to get into
Right.
politics at all, and I don't really care for when comedians go too far down
To the right or the
that
left,
road.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and he was talking about something. I won't even get into what it was. And there was a heckler that was going in on him, and then he stood up, and Russell just wanted the back and forth.
Yeah.
and everybody was tired of it, but after a while, because it was
Yeah.
a huge. It was long, and it was kind of like get security just to get this guy out
Oh
of here.
yeah.
Sure,
you know?
Yeah.
sure.
So
It
that
has to
really
be
took
quick.
away from the show. But he was gearing up for his special that
Okay.
he was
Okay.
going to be doing. So.
Okay.
So that leads me to the next question. Like, you obviously have to try out your material before you go on the road anywhere. You try out your new jokes. Do you
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
slip in like new jokes or
Yeah.
How does that work?
I a lot of times I'll do it on the road too.
Okay.
Like I mean,
New jokes to try
after,
out new jokes.
after a while you start getting comfortable. So once I build that relationship with the crowd and they know
Yeah,
like
yeah,
okay
yeah.
he's funny.
Right.
That gives you a little leeway to try some things out. So then I'll slip in.
You sprinkle them in the middle, right?
And
Somewhere
if
in
it
the middle.
doesn't work, then I know I have another one following it.
That's gonna bring the fucking
Right,
house down.
yeah.
Smart. That's smart.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
That's cool. That's very cool, bro.
Yeah, the world of
love it. I love
the world
comedy.
of stand-up.
Yeah, man. So it's an art.
Yeah,
it's an art form.
It
form.
really
You
is,
gotta-
bro. And a hell of an art. And
Yeah, man, you
Really
just gotta
happy that
learn
you're
it.
here, bro.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
I was
man.
just talking to Mike off camera about how I decided, or I don't know if I got dragged or if I decided to travel with Loni on the road. And we'd go to Tampa Bay, we'd be in Atlanta, we'd be all over New York.
Yeah.
And Loni likes to catch the early morning Sunday
Yeah.
flights, like
Yeah.
the first flight out to
Yeah.
get home.
Yeah.
Because the time difference and have the rest of the day. So we'd be out and it'd be late, 'cause everyone knows, I would think, that comics after a show or a performer, like I do a play or something, to wind down,
Right.
you're kind of, hyped
Amped up, yeah.
You're amped up. So we'd have, whatever, a couple drinks, so whatever. And we'd have to get up so early and catch that flight.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really got the idea of what it's like to be on the road with a comic.
Well, I see, like leaving, going to the show, I prefer to like a midday flight But when, at the end of the week, I'm trying to get home. So that's why.
Yeah, you don't want to have to deal with the airport with all the crowds and everything.
No,
so
I'm just trying to,
I get it.
And that's when you get to that
really
point.
Good idea.
But some of these guys, when they start, right, it's tough because you guys are like fucking in your car
Yo,
driving
yeah.
across
Oh, yeah.
to
Yeah.
get
Lonnie's
paid
talked
$50.
about
I
that.
prefer that though. I like to drive more than I like to fly. Now
Okay.
my wife, she don't like. She would prefer I fly because safety issues and time issues. So I'm starting to do that more. But man,
When you drive to a show, say like in Los Angeles per se, you do the Ice House. Obviously, we're close to the Comedy Store here. But if you to drive out to Pasadena, would you are you once you're done with your set, do you like drive back to your hotel or like say or do you wait and hang out till the whole set?
Oh,
all
I
the
always
sets
hang
are-
out. Yeah,
You hang out with the guys?
Yeah, I wait till the end of the show and
Take pictures with the people
Yeah,
and do the meet and greet that they do
yeah,
after.
you got to do that. You got to, until you get to a certain point, then if you can't go out, that's different. But yeah, I mean, you got to.
So you deal with late nights, huh? Like
Yeah.
get home at 1 a.m.
What's funny is Loni always talks about how, I don't know if it's the club manager or whoever's in charge of like putting you guys in a hotel or something. Some of the places that they try to put comics, she said, "Listen, I'm not going to any place that has "in" the name.
So let me tell you,
no Holiday Inn,
nothing but in. I'm gonna tell you was dope about Loni is like she gets it as far as like the struggle of an upcoming comedian, and she makes it where the only thing you have to worry about is showing up being funny.
Right.
Like you don't have to.
takes care of her.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and
She's really
it's yeah. I mean, it's a pleasure opening for her. Yeah, seriously, I love doing it, man. We always have a good time, and yeah,
and construction.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go into that. That's a little private joke, but Loni will get it.
She laughing.
Construction.
yeah. But that's my big sister, man. She's always looked out, and
You guys been together for? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. Right?
yeah.
How
I
long,
mean,
bro, again?
I've been doing it going on 15 years. I met Loni in 2012.
Wow.
And I started going out on the road with her in 2014. So that's
So how did you know? Like I'm seeing, like you obviously it's the first they say 7 years. If you
Yeah.
can stick out 7 years,
right.
it starts picking up for you, or
Yeah.
or it doesn't.
It was weird because
right?
that was exactly when it started picking up for
Really?
me. And I hit year 7. That's when I started going on the road.
hitting the road.
Yeah, and it was like everything lined up because my daughter was born year 7. So I was like, I'm gonna have to quit.
Yeah.
But God had other plans, and you know, he made it work out for me.
God is good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff, man.
God bless.
And you
Hey, get in here. Get in here. We got a surprise guest here.
no way.
All right. What's up with you? You can go right there. I'm
How's
gonna
it going, bro? How are you? Jim Francis, pleased to meet you, man.
What's up
Please
with
have
you,
a seat in the
Willis?
corner.
And we're back.
Willis was telling us, hey there. Willis was just telling us about the clusterfuck you had to live through, the 91 freeway. And you went, you couldn't move, right?
I couldn't move. So the
Gridlock.
91, they not only did they close off a lane, then there was an accident.
Oh my God.
So people couldn't pivot like, oh, there's a lane closed. What do I do now? Stop and think about it.
Everybody, we'll just sit here.
Stop. Now think about it.
I was in something like that coming home from Santa Monica, and I mean it was like you couldn't get over, you couldn't get out. You're just sitting there. It's a good thing I didn't have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm calling Loni saying, "Hey, I'm just sitting in a parking lot on the freeway," and it was hours. Like it was an hour and a half, I think.
I have a seat bin now that I pull out and I use the bathroom there.
So if you're thinking about moving to California, don't.
Twice, please.
It's very expensive.
Never
and
come to
the taxes are high. Willis, let's get into. I don't know what I missed, so sorry
were
for.
just talking
I
about
popped in and
chopping
out.
it up.
They two were just
Yeah, me
But-
being at open
Messages.
mics, and this is the
Stop.
professional comedian.
Yeah, and
Stop.
opening
Stop.
for the great Loni Love. Her book is right there.
Yes.
I tried to change so you don't have to. And so you guys both have websites and stuff like that, or Instagrams.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely
Instagram.
tag all that stuff.
Drop those handles.
My handle is Willis Turner Comedy.
So tell me something. How long have you known Loni, and when did you start working with her? Because Mike told us he gave us an idea of the
I've known
genesis and everything.
I've known Loni like 20. Gosh, Yeah, like 22 years, 24 years.
Damn.
Damn.
The last time I saw you was on the boat
Yeah.
on her birthday for a
Yes.
party, which was, whew,
Yeah,
that was wild.
So I've known Loni, and we used to do this room. So we used to do a room out here, the Comedy Act, right around then. And then we started doing the Ice House together. And Loni would always like try to see how she could throw me. Like one time, she put a laser pointer on the
That's
ceiling,
hilarious.
and I'm seeing it. Like the audience is, I'm seeing the
They
back
don't
of the
see it.
room, but
Yeah.
they don't see it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like,
You like drifting off.
I'm like, hold on a second. Is someone aiming at somebody in this?
So I got bad aim.
Right.
They just
Welcome
aiming at
to
the
my
wall.
life.
I was like, okay.
We're always kidding with each other. On,
I go,
Y'all keep
Somebody-
with
Yeah.
laser pointers.
not lasers, we haven't, but now you're giving me ideas, and she's not going to see this until after I use the laser pointer on it. So,
Somebody's about to get whacked when you die.
I honestly thought somebody was about to get shot. And I was like, so I'm at the mic, and I'm kind of
Like
like,
trying to duck behind the mic. He like,
they start looking at me like, what's wrong with this dude?
you're hiding, you're crouching
And I
down.
was like,
The funniest shit I heard all day.
no, what's funny is he ain't even trying to warn anybody. He
Right.
thinks somebody gonna get shot.
Hey.
He like trying to.
hey, I need me to be safe first. Once
Every
I'm
man
at
for
safe,
themselves.
Crazy,
then
man.
I'll figure out how to save everybody else.
That's yeah. That's,
You know,
Man.
hey, they tell you on an airplane, your mask first.
that's true. Your man first. Then.
Then,
You
Yeah.
can't save anyone else's life if your life is in jeopardy.
yeah.
That
So,
makes sense.
if I got shot, how am
Yeah.
I going to save other people?
I mean, I feel.
Right.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just watching something on YouTube where you were talking about working from home and stuff, and it was so funny.
Oh.
Man. You guys got to look up these guys on YouTube. You know, Funny Man Mike James and Willis Turner. You talked about that. Yeah, so people calling in late.
Funny, dude.
Oh, did you
What's that?
talk about people call
No,
work?
that was you.
Me?
Yeah, and you say all they gotta do is stand up
Right. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
and walk over to the
from home?
computer.
Remember
Yeah.
his jokes, man.
Because I drop jokes and I'm like, eh.
But it's like
if you
Eddie
see-
Murphy said, you know, people go to work the next day and screw up all my jokes.
Right.
You know, I
Oh,
do
yeah.
that with Loni. I always say I'm not the
hilarious.
one in the family that tells the jokes because I can get in trouble for
Because I was like, what?
trying to
Oh,
be
yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
It's true.
when they're working there from home.
When
right?
people are working from home and still show up late to work.
How?
How you do that?
Yeah, just get up.
All you got to do is put your feet on the floor and
Right.
you're at work. And people are
And then,
talking about they late,
Right.
the excuses,
What's
crazy.
your okay, what's your funniest joke, Willis?
all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mama didn't raise no
Hey,
fool.
I can't pick one that I
What's
love.
your favorite?
My favorite joke.
There's always one that you love.
You know what? I do love telling this joke because I love to see people's face of me telling the story about when I was a kid. I thought I wanted to be white. Because I thought white
Hell
people
no.
didn't die.
Oh, that is funny. You know, Loni will look at me and just go, "Man, you white." Like, you white.
White.
Like, never white. You know, like she
There's
said it on the
benefits to being
show.
white.
You know, I was like, because that's why I don't like to wear shorts because she just looks at my legs
Oh,
like they
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen the light of day in so long that they
hilarious.
blind everyone in the room. And she'd be looking at those white legs. Boy, you got white legs.
What about you? What's your favorite joke?
So it's a new one. I think right now is this new one I'm working on. It's
Ooh,
about
we're gonna get a
this
preview.
dude. He
All right.
It was a true story. This dude needed a kidney transplant and he couldn't find a match.
Okay.
Like nobody in his family, none of his friends. And then his wife, they found out she was a perfect match and she gave him a kidney and like he's doing great. So my wife was like, she was like, man, she's like, if something like that ever happened to you, I hope I can be the one to do it. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice, but I'd rather fucking die. Like to let my wife, you know what I'm saying? That's our worst nightmare to have your woman have that over your head.
Yeah.
Like that she gave you a kid. Oh, hell no.
Not
You
to
can never
mention-
win an argument.
No.
Well, it's a good thing it's not the
never,
bladder
ever
because
know.
you'd have to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes, you know?
Hey, listen, there's a quick question. Yeah, I wanted to interject about there was this company I used to work for, and it was same thing happened where I was doing customer service, and I was a customer service agent. I never forget this, and that brings me to this. I had a person call me from, I went down to Mexico, to go get some fucking teeth fillings and shit. People used to go down.
Yeah, they go to Cuba, they go to Mexico.
The main guy, the guy that got the molar removed. was calling me, talking to this. The motherfuckers took off the wrong one.
Oh hell no!
That happened to a celebrity, didn't
Really?
it?
you imagine?
Now, I always mess up these stories. I always tell a story and I don't have the facts. I don't have the details. Lonnie told me,
Still
man,
got the idea.
when you talk about this, please know what you're talking
You got
about
the
because
premise.
You're right.
there's certain.
I'm in the area.
And I don't know if it's not David Spade. Who was it? They went in and they started to take the wrong
He's
kidney.
like, wait, is this even the right
That was
story?
in Vegas, bro. They were doing that to people in Vegas.
No. This was someone.
Wake up in the bathtub full of ice.
I'll get back to you on this. I swear there's only coffee in here. Barnhouse
Yeah,
Napa
let us
Brews,
know.
by the way. This is Barnhouse Napa Brews. It's
I just
Adam
think every
Housley,
story-
Tamara Mary Housley. And you want to order this online. It's really good.
good
Okay,
stuff.
now back to the
I just
jokes.
think every story he's going to tell is like, well, I'll finish it next episode.
Next time, guys.
It's
That
Right.
is
You guys
me
can
all
finish
day,
stuff out.
all day.
The cliffhanger. Dun, 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 dun. Remember TV used to have cliffhangers? Now they
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
Because you watch a whole season in
Right,
like
right.
2
HBO
days.
Just
had
look
the
up
best.
Uncle James, and then you get all the cliffhangers you need.
Yeah. HBO had the best.
That's funny how
cliffhanger.
that all started too.
What's that?
Well, when I met Lonnie and we started getting some attention, they always call her Auntie Lonnie.
Yeah.
That's right.
So then they started saying, "Yeah, Uncle James is invited to the barbecue,"
Yeah.
and now there's a hashtag Uncle James.
That's
That's
funny.
right. A lot of people still say that in the comments, Uncle James.
People recognize me, not very often, but
And I used
they're
to
all like,
have
"Oh my
during
God,
the
oh, it's Uncle
pandemic,
James."
Here's another thing that we're in sync. We're so fucking
Yeah.
much alike. I had bedtime stories with Uncle Jimmy.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah.
on Facebook. I created this whole thing where I would read books to the children because
Really?
during the
That's
pandemic,
really
yeah.
nice. Yeah, I
And it
love
was a
stuff
thing
like
I did every
that.
day because my girl has a shit ton of books at home. She's
Right.
an educator, and so we had books for days, and we started
Oh,
reading
that's
books
awesome.
every
Well,
day.
let's talk about
Yeah.
what your
My
girl does.
My girl's a speech pathologist, and she helps students, obviously with speech. And so, back in the day, she started with the younger crowd, and she bought a ton of books, and she had them in the back trunk of her car. So when we did during the pandemic, there was no education for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So we're trying to figure it out here in LA with LAUSD. And so I started this thing on Facebook where I could just act out a lot of stuff and be funny for the kids, in my quote unquote, try to be funny for the children, just read the books. The idea is for somebody to read books to them.
Right.
And so I did that for about 3 or 4 months.
Now,
awesome,
do you want to say what you do?
Yeah. I'm a substitute teacher. I sub for kids with special needs.
Okay.
And then, when I'm not doing that, I'm hanging out with James, with Uncle James.
Yeah, doing doing
Podcasts.
podcasts, and we're getting more and more and more and more into this.
We love it. We
That's
love
awesome.
this.
Yeah.
And then I also act. I'm an actor, and dabbled a little in stand-up comedy many years ago.
That's cool, man.
Came to see me in my
because
play.
I do stand up. I'm a tap dancer. I juggle. I make business
Showrunner or
cards.
something like that.
I print T-shirts. I make hats. I'm
Do
actually.
you print t-shirts for real? Cause I
Yeah,
need,
'cause
I need,
we-
a,
Because Lynn needs
We're getting
stuff,
some.
bro.
I need a, I need a.
Did you actually ask me?
And I
I need
screwed
a
up
t-shirt.
the order,
I need a
so
You can't
massage.
say it because I'm
I do
too. I
that.
need one too much, so you can't say it because I'm gonna get anxious.
I also.
coffee
I'm
cups.
a sign language interpreter.
Are you really?
Do
Yes, and I have a wine that I make.
Oh,
Also,
really?
How we doing on time?
I'm a sommelier.
'cause-
oh yo, I gotta show you. I gotta show y'all this video of my man Godfrey. Shout out to Godfrey. We went golfing yesterday. Man, this dude took a swing and the ball he swung at it and didn't he barely hit the ball. But he was looking like where'd the ball go, and the ball was sitting right in front of him.
Is he playing it off?
Oh no, I can't golf. I can't golf.
Have you ever golfed before?
I mean, I have. I mean, I don't know if you would call what I did golfing. It was just I was there and I was swinging.
Did you take a golf cart?
Yeah.
Well, I almost walked 18 holes.
Oh, you're crazy. You're
Not because
crazy.
I walked. No. I could only hit the ball far enough.
It's like no need for the cart. It was like, all right, I get this.
I literally was like, well, it was going to take me longer to walk to the cart and
You
go
just-
to the ball than if I just walked to the ball.
You're
Yeah.
just using that putter the whole time. You didn't even need the wood or nothing.
Well, I used all the clubs, but they
ain't
all
know.
look like a putter.
I spend more time looking for my balls.
Yeah.
Really?
I swear I got these
Pause, man.
bright colored yellow, orange, so they'd show up because I'm
Your
in the
balls are
sticks
orange and
looking
yellow?
for the damn. My balls get orange, yellow, blue.
Is that what I have to look forward to when I get?
When you get to be my
You
age,
say I was looking for my balls, and people go, "Oh, okay."
Like, okay, I
you
get it.
can't even say balls without all these jokes happening here. So that's good though.
love it. Well-
That's what it's all about. Laughing about.
You guys have to come back
balls.
for a second show.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh yeah. We have more time with Willis.
Yes. And I'm sorry, Lee.
No, we'll send you a
Blame-
helicopter next time.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
You're coming like an hour drive or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's an
I'm
hour
sorry.
drive.
I appreciate you coming out for us, and it's been so great. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for
appreciate
having me.
Mike.
I appreciate y'all.
You guys
We'll get Loni in here. She's just out of town doing something to do with her book. I tried to change so you don't have to.
Here's the book, guys. Pick it up.
I think she's doing some signing stuff. We're going to be giving
stuff.
away merch. We have shirts, but I screwed up the order so they didn't come out right. But they're sending new ones.
Called the NFT.
You should
We
have
have-
called me. I would have made. the
Yeah,
shirts.
I'll get the line on that.
Parts and then-
We have
I make
cups. I'm looking
cups.
for bigger cups.
I make,
we
I,
need
but I
bigger
hand make
cups.
my cups. I
Oh.
actually.
Serious?
you-
You joking, bro?
Yeah. And then we're gonna have other types of merch too. We're
I
gonna
have
give
a
away hats.
children's,
You make
Be fun
cups
stuff.
out of Play-Doh.
I make Play-Doh, and then also I have a babysitting company. I also
Well, watch our last episode watch the one with Angel Salazar, and he has a babysitting joke, which I think will pretty much get us canceled.
That's hilarious.
But let's just see what happens, because if you guys want to see something that would maybe get me canceled, watch that whole episode, and he offends everyone. But he's a comic, and we put a
old school
disclosure
comic,
that
yeah,
that the views of our guests are not necessarily those of the host.
that's
So,
what's up.
all right. Well, anybody have
Awesome.
any last thoughts?
Willis?
check me out at Willis Turner Comedy on Instagram. Also on TikTok, you can catch me on Willis Turner Comedy. Other than that, I'll be selling these T-shirts, making cups, and
Play-Doh.
I'll be out of Play-Doh.
All right.
Hey, Dad.
All right. Well, thanks
Hey,
for
and don't
coming,
forget to
guys.
Subscribe, guys.
Yes,
Jim and
subscribe.
James.
Yeah, Jim and
Yeah.
James morning podcast. Subscribe.
Otherwise, peace out.
And
guys. Next
one more
time.
thing I'd like to say is that when you do subscribe, we're gonna pick a name,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
since it's early on, it's gonna be easy. Your name will probably pop up, jump out at me, and we're gonna definitely give you a shout out, send you some merch, and maybe do a Zoom with you or something. We're gonna do some stuff. Okay.
Yeah, they can jump on a live or something.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all
All
about
right.
empowering everybody. Thanks, guys.
Doing
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks for
We'll see you.
coming by, guys.
All right.
Bye.